There's one where the guy pulls up to this kid at the side of the road and he goes, and he's giving him advice. He tells him to go to, when he goes to the arcade, don't play a bunch of games messing around. You pick one game that you're good at. One. And you get good at it. This is something you need more than really anything else. Listen, if you've got a serious porn problem, if you're taking Xanax, if you're an alcoholic, if you're one of these, if you're a hype beast and you're always picking up drops, the latest drops from fashion, I don't care, whatever. If you've got some fucking issues, whatever, all right, you'll work that out. That's something you'll get over. You'll be fine. But if you are not competent at something, if you're not like really competent at something, if you're not really good at something, if there's nothing that you can't point to and say, I'm fucking good at that, and it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you, like, honestly, if you work at a cell phone store and you know about cell phones and you know about the plans, like, dude, good for you, man. If you are like, if you've started a car detailing business, if you are good at like landscaping, like whatever the fuck it is, good for you, man. Good job. But if you are 28 and you're fucking around and you're just like testing the waters with, you're still fucking like, oh, you know, I think today I'll make perler beads. I'll make a Link tribute, Legend of Zelda tribute poster. I'll just do this. Like, that's the age where you need to really light a fire under your ass, because the clock is ticking, and pretty soon you're going to be worthless. Pretty soon it's going to be too late. I really do not encourage people to take the artistic path. All right, this is not, you might get this impression of me like, oh, he thinks he's so cool because he makes YouTube videos. Like, no, I think making YouTube videos is like a piss poor way to spend your time. Like, I really don't think there's, like, me personally, the work that I do, I have a very blue collar approach to it, okay? I do like, you know, I wake up in the morning, I go get coffee, and then I sit down and I think about it like, you know, making the donuts. Like, you gotta just crank away at it and treat it like a blue collar job. That's how I feel about the shit that I do. And I definitely don't look down on anyone who's in a trade, anyone who, like, even just a regular, you know, 9-to-5 nigga. If you're good at what you do, I would never look down on that. People ask me for advice on email, and I really don't have time to reply in depth, but I just say, don't do music, don't do film, don't do this shit that you're dabbling in, unless you want to put in, you know, thousands of hours to getting actually competent at it, which most people don't want to do. That's like critically important, man. But this is something that you have to do. If you're a man, if you're going to, you know, forge your way in this world that is competitive, and it's more competitive than you would imagine it to be if you're still in that phase where you're living with your parents and sort of just skating by, just you know, doing whatever, playing video or whatever. But you have to get fucking good at something, and like what that is, I'm less qualified to answer that. I think for most people it's definitely not a creative thing. I really don't recommend people do music or film unless you really fucking have to do it. I really don't think that's a good way to go. You got to develop some kind of competency, some kind of skill, something that makes you valuable, and something that you can have pride in. Like, you can legitimately have pride in a trade, like, obviously, much more so than somebody who's like just fucking around in Fruity Loops and like wasting time in Photoshop. Like, I made a cool illustration today. Like, that's nothing, man. You did nothing. I think that might be the most important thing, man. Like, above all else, above being a repairman and fixing all the problems in your life, which, you know, everybody has everybody has problems. Everybody could be a better version of themselves, like Elliot Hulse says. Everybody has things they can work on, but unless you are developing some kind of competency, unless you're developing a skill, everything else just is kind of a waste of time. If you're not totally fucked up and totally lost, and you're just like a regular dude, then you gotta develop a skill, and you gotta get really good at it. All right, y'all. Let's buckle down. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's actually divulge some information here. What is the most important red pill alpha secret? Is it to be anti-gun control? Is it to totally eschew women and relegate yourself to a life of porn? Is it to be just red-pilled on everything? These are all important things. You've seen me talk about them. You know how I feel about these various red pills. I'm munching on red pills all day. I'm taking red pills left and right, all right? I'm sucking them down. Let's walk down this way. This is where I'm going to tell them what the most important thing is, down here. So, in my humble opinion, okay, do your own research. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know what I'm talking about. Rich? Yes. Drives a cool truck? Sure. Take this with a grain of salt, okay? I'm just a guy, I'm a YouTuber. I don't know what I'm talking about. Or maybe I do. But ask your dad. Ask your grandparents. Ask some male figure in your life to back this up. Or negate this advice. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm a little beta cuck pussy. Okay? And I'm sucking on blue pills all day. The most important thing, in my opinion, take this with a grain of salt. Don't be mad at me, it's just advice. Do whatever you want. Is to get good at something. So I think it's plenty important to have well thought out political stances on things. I think it's plenty important to know about divorce rape, to know about the realities of biology, to know about what a bitch will do to you once she gets her claws in. I think it's well important to have fun playing video games, to have an active imagination, to have all kinds of hobbies and fun things and good little thoughts and things like that. It is my opinion that none of that shit matters if you are unskilled, if you do not have something that you are good at. Get good at whatever it is. Welding, plumbing, car sales, doesn't matter. Develop some type of skill. Develop something that is a benefit to other people, that gives you self-confidence, that makes you a worthwhile person. It's pathetic to see somebody who has no skills. And if it's a woman, they get a pass, but if you really think about it, it's even more pathetic to skate by life just not knowing how to do anything. In young men, because boys and young men they tend to expect things to be taken care of for them. They don't have skills, they don't have the ability to take care of themselves or other people. And so there's like that transition going from boyhood and adolescence to adulthood, and having your role in the world totally change is very difficult for a lot of people. And I think that's why a lot of people get caught up in like collecting Funko Pop dolls and playing games and doing very regressive type shit, is because they really want to hold on to that lack of responsibility. They want to hold on to that until they're 45 fucking years old. That's my main point, is you have to step out of that comfort zone. You can't be content with that life of ease, because it just is. It's a dead end road. It leads to you becoming a worthless person. Like, really. Oh yeah, we were just looking at people's Steam profiles and seeing how much time people we know had logged in games. 500 hours in Left 4 Dead. This one dude we looked up had about 5,000 hours buried across various games. Think about that, 5,000 hours, right? I mean, that's that's time you could use to really make some serious progress towards really whatever you want. And it's really a fucking tragedy to burn that kind of time on something that's not going to pay you back. As you get older, I'm starting to experience this now, but there definitely is a level of intelligence crystallization that happens, a level of solidification in the brain. And I don't care what anybody else says about how you can learn it's never too late to learn a skill, or you can go back to college at age 40 and totally change your life and pick something up and just, make a new life for yourself. That's complete fucking bullshit. By the time you hit your late 20s, by the time you're in your 30s, and definitely in your mid 30s, who you are as a person, usually your opinions, definitely your skill set, these things are all solidified. That's done. By the time you're 29, 28, forget about learning a new skill. It's not going to happen. All right, I'm sorry to tell you this. Maybe you could get a hobby level. Maybe you learn how to press flowers. Your ability to learn something at a level where it's professional, semi-professional, worth money to somebody else, able to use it to do something significant, not going to happen. You're done. This is a core component of what it means to be a man, is having aptitude, having the ability to do something, to make a mark on the world, to make money, to protect the people around you, to build something. This is all this is not optional for being a man. If you miss this, you are not fully male.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you this. If you make it to age 40 and you've somehow missed this, you should wear panties. Don't anyone get butthurt here about me being an elitist or something and think, oh, Sam thinks he's so much better. I don't think I'm that. I don't think I'm able to produce some decent video content, okay? Can we admit that? And that's not what I'm not telling you to be creative. I usually tell people to do the opposite. If people send me their music, I usually tell them to throw that out and pick something realistic. What I'm saying is, you have to find something that you can develop into a thing. You know what I mean. I use the word thing. You know what I mean by thing. If you can say with confidence, yeah, I'm a fucking good heating system installer. That's miles and leagues better than somebody who's got a level 90 steed in Warcraft. Here's what happens. People are at no point in your development as a young person are you told this. Really, it's never hammered into your head. I'm sure at some point you might have had a teacher who was like, hey, you kids better wisen up, get good at something. You better learn how to do something. You're pathetic. Pull your pants up. Maybe you had one teacher like that, but this is not something that's hammered into people's heads in the way that it should be. So a lot of people go through K through 12, through high school, and then even through college. And college is the most pathetic fucking part of it all, because there's this grand charade like it's somehow going to turn you into a productive, generative, skilled, talented person, and it does the exact opposite. It just drills total nonsense gibberish into your brain and makes you a fucking retarded idiot. At no point in this entire cycle is there ever a point where you'd be like, maybe I should just get good at something regular and do something. Fuck! I remembered what I was gonna say, and that's this. So that's if your life, if you're looking around your life and it's medium fucked up, okay? Everything's medium fucked up, then you should learn a skill. If you look around your life and everything's really fucked up, you might have to start not even with learning a skill. You might have to start with losing weight, getting off drugs, weightlifting, one of those things. My opinion is that you cannot go wrong getting good at weightlifting, okay? And you can't fix all the things that are wrong in your life at once. You're not going to be going to the gym every day and at the same time cutting down on calories and then also getting off drugs and alcohol. You're not that good, all right? You got fucked up in the first place. How do you think you can do all that at the same time? Get good at weightlifting. if you're really fucked up. And then weightlifting, what weightlifting does is it is a skill. It's building a skill, and that will like teach you how to learn something. That'll like going through that procedure of getting decent at lifting weights and like learning how to do it and knowing what not to do and everything. That's like training wheels for like figuring out how to do something that has monetary value. That's it. That's my tip of the day. That's what I believe is the most important thing. If you're fucked up, if your life's in shambles, if you're really not enjoying your time on planet Earth, you should probably learn how to do something.